Welcome, Scorpio. I am so excited to deliver the forecast for you in the month of November. There is a lot to say. So that being said, watch this video a second or third time around. Make sure you really regurgitate the information, meditate, take notes, whatever it's going to take for you to really milk the substance in this video and apply it into your life. Okay, because Spirit is going to come really strongly. So let us begin. I'm going to be pulling from two oracle decks. The Moonology Oracle deck by Yasmin Boland and the Archetype Guidebook, the Wild Unknown Archetype Oracle deck. Okay, so let us begin. Honorable ancestors, masters, teachers, and loved ones, what does Scorpio need to know for the month of November 2019? What is the general message for Scorpios for the month of November 2019? All right, this message is coming in the form of this disseminating moon. Excuse me. The disseminating moon. All right, and it claims to take time to breathe out. Let me just take time to find it, and we can get into the message, shall we? Perfect. Take time to breathe out. The intensity of the full moon has abated, and what are we left with? That's what this card is asking you. It suggests that the situation you're asking about has now peaked, and it is time for you to regroup and learn from your experiences rather than blindly forging ahead. Have faith that what is happening is for the best. Try to accept the way things are now, and give yourself and others time out to relax. Breathe. We can't all be on all of the time. If you feel you've hit an obstacle or even failed in some way, now is the time to reflect on how to do things differently next time. Be honest with yourself if you feel bad about your current situation, and remind yourself that life goes in cycles. Attune to the moon. I am where I am, and it's okay. Additional meanings for this card. You should know where you stand either now or very soon. You need to take some time out for your own good. It's time for you to share your wisdom and experience with someone else. Avoid falling into a slump. The teaching. The disseminating moon is the first moon phase after the explosion of energy that comes with the full moon. No matter when you pick this card, it suggests that you're at a more tranquil point in the life cycle of whatever situation you are asking about. This is not the ideal time to start something new. The disseminating moon is the time to breathe out, give yourself some time off, and think about what has passed. All right, now let's look into the archetype that is guiding you for this month of November. Honorable ancestors, masters, teachers, loved ones, what is the archetype guiding Scorpios for the month of November 2019? Apocalypse, okay? Let's get with this message. This is the card. Removing the veil of deception. Apocalypse indicates a particularly painful time, one that unfolds when two disparate dynamics occur simultaneously, pulling the psyche in seemingly opposing directions. The first is a lifting of the veil. This means truth that has been kept in the dark are revealed, seen, and unearthed. No matter how relieving it is to witness them come into the light, an element of despair and grief follows. The second dynamic is the regeneration that comes from the wreckage of the revealed truth. The old narrative breaks and a new story forms. Apocalypse energy is similar to a forest fires, devastation for the sake of regeneration. The veil lifts and we see who and what has been hiding. From the nakedness of the truth, a child is born. Have faith in the process. Hold on to your center. That is the only way. Okay? When in light, the unknown becomes known and guides the way. If you're repressing this, the darkness shows nihilism, fatalism, and hopelessness. I can't speak today. Hopelessness. It says, all kinds of things will be revealed during a time of apocalypses. From big global lies to little white ones that lace the bedroom sheets. Brace yourself for the horse of truth to storm your every field. This card has a strong relationship to Aletheia. If both cards appear in one reading, you've got some real uncovering to do. Take heed. Okay, my dears. So what we're going to be looking into now is what to expect for this month in general. Honorable ancestors, masters, teachers, loved ones. What can Scorpios expect for the month of November in general? What can Scorpios expect for the month of November in general? Okay, this I must include. Yowzers. So cards are flying out. That obviously means Spirit has something direct to tell you guys during this time. The cards that flew out are the 8 of Pentacles, the 7 of Swords, the 5 of Swords, the Knave of Pentacles, aka the Page of Pentacles, and the 10 of Pentacles. Okay, so with the 8 of Pentacles, we do see effort that is being put forth from you guys, all right? It's not like you guys are being lazy. There is work that you are doing, all right? Now, this is more of a general message for all Scorpios. So this could be applied for your love life. This could be applied for your career. It could be applied to your personal development. It could be applied to your relationships. It could be applied to your health, so on and so forth. But the 8 of Pentacles brings forth the energy of consistency, of dedication, of perseverance, and this desire to do better than you've done before. There's growth, there is progress, and there is almost always some sort of education involved. Whether you are teaching yourself or you are learning lessons along the way, or you're actually going to school or you're taking a class, you know, there is some sort of educational process that's allowing you to evolve, to be the best version you can be, or to try and improve a situation, a circumstance, or an energy that you are working with for this month. Something has to have some sort of effort being placed in the energy of November 2019. The 8 of Pentacles is saying this effort, this consistency, this application is going to bring in results that you are seeking, okay? You got to go at it and you got to be consistent day in and day out, all right? Don't just drop the ball. In addition to that, it may even bring income, okay? But it's so important that what we're seeing here with the 7 of Swords, as the next card, that you stay committed, because the 7 of Swords represents a couple of things. Here we could be talking about inconsistency because you haven't made a decision, or you haven't made the full commitment to want to improve or dive in head first into a decision, a factor here. All right, the 7 of Swords is usually teetering, tottering back and forth and kind of cheating itself. Whether this means you're cheating yourself by not really committing or solidifying or clarifying on a choice. Well, this can also represent disingenuous energy around you. Someone who may be cheating you, somebody who may be stealing your time and your energy. someone who is not committing to you, someone who is trying to maybe smile in your face and has ulterior motives in some way. So to see the Eight of Pentacles before the Seven of Swords, it could be that you're working to repair this dynamic, or to heal this inside of yourself, or to heal this relationship, or to heal this aspect of something that you're not committing to, or you're dealing with in terms of, you know, some sort of element that's not being 100% there with you. It's not always a negative thing. Sometimes the Seven of Swords is happening because of some fear. You know, you're so comfortable being where you're at, and committing would require great change, require you leveling up and being on a new plateau that's completely unfamiliar. And so maybe the part of the message here with the Eight of Pentacles is easing your way, at least trying to put the effort to stand on new ground, to heal, to repair, to recover, to solidify, to make strong again, you know, some sort of aspect here, so that you don't, you know, with the Seven of Swords, it could be a lot of chaos, chaotic energy, because you're not choosing here and you're not choosing there. They're not choosing here and they're not choosing you. So it's like, what is how am I going to move forward if I don't have any sense of clarity here? But the beauty is that you guys are working towards clarity. You are working towards improvement. And you're going to be seeing some of those results that month, okay? Whether it's growth within yourself, whether it's a different type of swag that you're ministering, whether it's getting someone out of your life, or improving a dynamic in your life, or a situation, whatever it is, we do see improvement. But again, we can't drop the ball, because we've got the Five of Swords coming through. Okay, and this Five of Swords is a tricky character. This Five of Swords could be somebody who just wants to deal with everything by themselves, wants to deal with everything by them, you know, wants to do it alone, doesn't need help, doesn't feel like they need help, or if they do need help, they're not accustomed to asking for it. So they carry more than what they should handle. And generally, these swords deal with the mind. They deal with thoughts. They deal with perception. So it's a lot of mental heaviness that's happening during this time, when you should be clearing that out for Scorpio season. Five of Swords can also represent betrayal, especially when we have the Seven of Swords back and forth. Okay? Now, this isn't always about romance. It can be. We can't exclude it. Again, it's general reading. So there is some sort of betrayal here, whether it's you betrayed your own trust, or you committed to something, you made a contract with something, even if it's a verbal agreement, you decided to go back on that. I am going to work out every Saturdays. Ooh, I dropped the ball for 3 Saturdays. It could be as minimal as that, trivial as that, to something much larger happening in your life. But we do see some sort of betrayal, or some sort of backstabbing, or some sort of energy where you're refusing help, or the element involved is refusing help. With this, you must go slow. There is a huge learning curve here for yourself coming through as the Page of Pentacles. There is a lot to learn, whether it's a lot to learn about your internal process, a lot to learn about discerning energy, a lot to learn about, you know, observing the truth before you jump into things. The Page of Pentacles is very studious, all right? So out of the muck and the mire of this whole situation that seems chaotic as hell, there is a reward for you here. And it's saying be consistent with working this out, because you are going to get an advantage from it. The Page of Pentacles is, again, a studious character. They can bring value. They can bring, this could be a messenger bringing money, a money-making idea, a money opportunity, a raise, a side job, a side hustle, some sort of value, some sort of answer, or a resolution. This can be some sort of information that is very beneficial, that's helping you thrive in some way. Okay, so there are various forms in which the Page of Pentacles can enter your life. It can also mean that it's time for you to take, you know, it seems like you're very grounded in lieu of everything that is happening externally or mentally. You are actually in a state of being very grounded and very practical with how you want to deal with everything. And that's great. Take your time. With the Pentacles, we don't want to rush. right? There's no need to rush. There's no need to be harsh on yourself. There's no need to be harsh on other people. Page of Pentacles is like, this is a learning situation. How do I get out of this? Blossoming, being better than I have been before, and making sure that it doesn't happen again. Take notes. With the Page of Pentacles, again, it could mean also that you need to do your own thing. You either need to eventually launch your own thing, initiate a new intention, go your own way. That can also be here in the Page of Pentacles. The last card here in terms of what to expect for this month is the Ten of Pentacles. Lots of pentacles, okay? We're dealing with a lot of earth-based energy. It is important for you, Scorpios, to connect with nature if that is accessible to you. Whether it's walking through the park, sitting underneath a tree, doing some yoga, eating some root-based in-season crops, vegetables and whatnot, working with your hands, doing something that is tangible, you know, money magic, earth-based magic, playing with pottery, planting, all of that. So taking herbs, taking herbal supplements, all of that is recommended for this month to really keep you grounded. But I'm actually not concerned about your sense of grounding, nor am I concerned with this outside activity. It's more like, okay, you need to learn, you're evolving, you're growing, you're strengthening up from within and externally. Looks like your money is really good this month and it's growing. With this Ten of Pentacles, this is about the beauty of community, reaching out to a community, working amongst the community that loves and supports you. You know, strength in numbers, right? But also the Ten of Pentacles is almost saying that what you're doing now, even though it may not seem a lot or may not seem like the results that you are seeking or happening anytime soon, it is going to create a bountiful harvest for you. It is going to create the life that you are envisioning and the results that you are seeking in the long term. It takes a while to generate the Ten of Pentacles. I mean, think about 10 seeds that take their time to become, you know, the forest that they're going to be in the future, right? It takes a while. So with the Ten of Pentacles, it's almost as if you need to really think long term. How does this situation here with the Seven of Swords, inconsistency, lack of clarity, lack of commitment, and the Five of Swords, betrayal, backstabbing, lies, manipulation, or, you know, doing it all yourself syndrome, how is this holding you back from the vision that you see for yourself in the long term? What can you learn? How do you turn these situations into something beneficial and fruitful? Lemon into lemonade, right? So that every aspect of your life is blossoming. I mean, this we see with the Ten of Pentacles anyway. So it is actually a very, very abundant and prosperous card. You are on the path of wealth in every regard. Again, teamwork is very important. Community is very important. You know, sharing your experiences with like-minded individuals, or if there's something that you can't do for yourself, don't be afraid to reach out to someone who can provide that for you, and also, you know, reciprocate by giving them something that they can't provide for themselves. Also, the Ten of Pentacles can be very symbolic of your honorable ancestors, right? Their struggles, their stories, their roots. How are you replicating some of their behaviors, some of their experiences? They're almost putting this on your path as a lesson, right? And so it's so imperative that you take a lot of this excessive mental energy, you know, and you write it down. You reflect, or you do something tangibly that is going to help you transmute all that you've learned into some sort of physical element, whether it's like a work of art, whether you're writing a song or you're just journaling, right? We mentioned that. A work of art, a plan, a business plan. You know, you're cooking, you're creating something. There needs to be kind of like we're turning all of these ideas or these feelings or these notions into reality in some way. And actually, whatever that is can become a side hobby, can make you a lot of money in the long term. Not that the goal should be money, but you kind of have this Midas touch situation going on right now. It just looks like you're minorly distracted by other trivial things. Okay, so let's look into what Spirit wants you to focus on so that you can thrive. What Spirit wants you to do. All right, honorable ancestors, masters, teachers, loved ones. What do you will Scorpios to do for November 2019 so that they thrive? What do you will Scorpios to do so that they are thriving this month of November 2019? Can't ignore that one that just flew out. The Empress. Bam. So everybody has feminine energy within them. It doesn't matter what gender you are or lack thereof. There is femininity. There is that state of you being receptive and in alignment with the divine, that state of you connecting with the divine, that state of you knowing that you are the divine and you are creating in every aspect of your life. You don't necessarily have to do some sort of physical art to label yourself as an artist. Your life in and of itself is a work of art, right? And so everything that is a part of your energy, you have a choice as to how to work it in your favor or lack thereof. I mean, with the Empress, she's about opening herself up and surrendering to the secret forces and the inner mysteries of the divine. She's about being hyper creative and finding creative solutions or indulging in beautification, indulging in her creativity, indulging in just being receptive to what the divine needs to bring her. She trusts in that flow. She trusts in that ease. Why? Because a lot of people don't know this about the Empress, but she's been through a lot of shit, you know. This is not a queen who is still learning to make her way up to this high status of the Empress. This is a woman who is traditionally, not a woman, excuse me, an entity who is traditionally an elder in some way. They've been through trials and tribulations, the worst of the worst, the best of the best, and they know that what's most effective for them is just to surrender. Ask for what they need with all sense of clarity, faith, and abandoning their ego or letting go, letting God, and removing themselves out of the way and letting the universal forces to work for them. So that's why there is this sense of luxury and this abundance that surrounds the Empress, because they know better now. They're like, I deserve all of this. Life doesn't have to be so hard as I've made it out to be. I've learned my lessons. I've grown. I am one with my emotions, even if those emotions are really dark, ugly, and nasty. Even if those emotions are beautiful and you know, just very sweet and tender and loving. You know, all facets of the Empress are accepted by them. So this is a big major key in what Spirit wants you to implement this month. This is about being raw and authentic, but more importantly, this is about honoring your femininity in whatever way that's going to look for you. Whether it's crying it out, whether it's creating it, you know, creating something, whether it is mothering yourself. There is a major theme of maternity and fertility here. Some of you watching this may actually be mothers. Some of you are just learning how to mother yourself, learning how to mother those wounds. So what would you do if you were a mother? You know, what are your natural maternal instincts? How can you best take care of yourself and show up for yourself? You are very fertile at this time. A lot of you are in the process of giving birth to something. Now, again, that is not only conducive to childbirth, but it could be a new identity. It could be a new project. It could be a new relationship. It could just be just something new altogether that is, you know, gestating inside of you, beckoning to come out. And it is. And you should just be very carefree and accepting of that. Empress is very in tune with their emotions, in tune with their intuition. Okay? Beautify yourself. Engage in rituals that make you feel better. Self-care. All of that stuff is things that you need to focus on or do. Also, look at the patterns of what you have with your mother or some sort of matriarch that has raised you or influenced you in some way. The Empress represents this as well. Whatever you are going through, they could have a key to that. Whether they are projecting, whether they have parallel experiences, whether they are nurturing and healing, whether they have some sort of innate wisdom, maternal wisdom for you, or all of the above. It could be your mama, it could be your mama and somebody else. It could be an auntie, it could be a grandmama, it could be an honorable ancestor that has passed that's guiding you during this time. You know, so what are you nursing at this time? What do you have to nurture? What do you have to birth? All right. And again, birthing takes 9 months, theoretically 10. It takes a while. So there is no point in you rushing. It takes time to be timeless. Let us see here. 4 of Wands. Ace of Swords. With the 4 of Wands, again, there is an emphasis on teamwork. There is an emphasis on working with other people or having a partner, romantic or platonic, someone that is near and dear to you, that is helping you go the extra mile and knows the dedication, knows your perseverance, and is either just instilling you with a lot of, positive juju, or is just, a supportive factor in some other way. 4 of Wands gets it done. There's a major, major goal and dream that you are about to accomplish sooner than you think. And it's because of them as well. 4 of Wands can also mean energy of the home. Energy where you need to emphasize being at home, cleansing the home. You may be dealing with home issues. You may be dealing with relationship issues. It's not negative, not positive, maybe both. There's just energy surrounding this sector. 4 of Wands is also great accomplishment and accolades coming your way, okay? Whether it's this month or soon, the energy is still there and it cannot be avoided. But with the Ace of Swords, we're getting raw truth. We're getting innovative ideas. We're probably getting messages regarding the theme of the 4 of Wands. How to resolve these things, how to communicate effectively, how to challenge, how to instill proper boundaries, how to communicate those boundaries. Maybe writing things down because your brain is on overload, as I mentioned before. Ace of Swords is very factual. Ace of Swords is just a rush of energy in terms of thought form, in terms of idea, in terms of inspiration, in terms of your imagination. Okay, if it doesn't exist, don't hesitate to imagine something with intense clarity into existence. All right. So that's your overall message of the month. All right. And so watch and meditate on that, and you will see me next month. Again, to supplement this message, you might want to watch your moon, your rising, your sun, if this is not your sun, and maybe your Venus sign, okay? There's all information in there for you for this month. Be well.